नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 14. We will read 3 texts today. In that, all of us can read the text number 6. I will read texts 4 and 5 myself. This chapter is entitled King Pururama Enchanted by Urvashi. Text 4. सोऽयजद्राजसूयेन विजित्य भुवनत्रयं पत्नीं बृहस्पतेर्दर्पात् तारां नामाहरद्बलात्. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Abhayacharanavinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. After conquering the 3 worlds, the upper, middle and lower planetary systems, Soma, the moon god, performed a great sacrifice known as the Rajasuya Yajna. Because he was very much puffed up, he forcibly kidnapped Brihaspati's wife, whose name was Tara. Text 5. Yada se deva guruna yachito bhikshnasho madan natyajat tatkrite jagye Suradanava Vigraha. Translation. Although requested again and again by Brihaspati, the spiritual master of the demigods, Soma did not return Tara. This was due to his false pride. Consequently, a fight ensued between the demigods and the demons. Text 6. Please repeat after me. Shukraha बृहस्पतेः द्वेषात् शुक्रो बृहस्पतिर्द्वेषात् अग्रहीत् स असुरा उडुपम् अग्रहीत् सासुरोडुपम् हरः गुरुसुतं स्नेहात् हरो गुरुसुतं स्नेहात् सर्वभूतगण आवृतः शुक्रो बृहस्पतिर्द्वेषात् अग्रहीत् सासुरोडुपम् हरो गुरुसुतं स्नेहात् सर्वभूता गुणावृतः शुक्रो बृहस्पतिर्द्वेषात् अग्रहीत् सासुरोडुपम् हरो गुरुसुतं स्नेहात् सर्वभूता गुणावृतः. Is to be the word-to-word meaning. Shukraha, the demigod named Shukra. Brihaspatehe, onto Brihaspati. Dveshat, because of enmity. Agrihit, took Sa Asura with the demons, Udupam, the side of the moon god, Haraha, Lord Shiva, Guru Sutam, the side of his spiritual master's son, Snehat, because of affection, Sarva Bhutagana Avritaha, accompanied by all kinds of ghosts and hobgoblins. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhacharana Arvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Because of enmity between Brihaspati and Shukra, Shukra took the side of the moon god and was joined by the demons. But Lord Shiva, because of affection for the son of his spiritual master, joined the side of Brihaspati and was accompanied by all the ghosts and hobgoblins. Can you repeat the translation? Because of enmity between Brihaspati and Shukra, Shukra took the side of the moon god and was joined by the demons. But Lord Shiva, because of affection for the son of his spiritual master, joined the side of Brihaspati and was accompanied by all the ghosts and hobgoblins. Purport. The moon god is one of the demigods, but to fight against the other demigods, he took the assistance of the demons. Shukra, being an enemy of Brihaspati, also joined the moon god to retaliate in wrath against Brihaspati. To counteract this situation, Lord Shiva, who was affectionate toward Brihaspati, joined Brihaspati. The father of Brihaspati was Angira, from whom Lord Shiva had received knowledge. Therefore, Lord Shiva had some affection for Brihaspati and joined his side in this fight. Sridhara Swami remarks, Angirasa Sakashat Prapta Vidyo Hare iti Prasiddha. Lord Shiva is well known to have received knowledge from Angira. Thus ends the Bhakti purport and translations to Canto 9, Chapter 14, texts 4 through 6. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, Shukadeva Goswami continuing the description of the Moon dynasty in the course of describing the uh, dynasty of the Moon god. He is describing a situation wherein once the head of the Moon dynasty, being Chandradeva himself, when he conquered all the three worlds, upper, middle, and lower planetary system, he became puffed up with that position and acquired power, and out of vanity and madness, exercising his power, he kidnapped the wife of the priest of the Devatas, Tara. And even though this moon god Chandra was requested by Brahaspati, the husband of Tara, and also the uh, chief priest, counselor, advisor of the Devatas, including Indra, he did not heed to that request of Brahaspati, telling him to return his wife back. So this was due to his false pride, Madat. And therefore, a big fight ensued between Devatas and Asuras. And when this fight began, Shukra, Shukracharya, who is the priest of the Asuras, even they also have a guru. Demons also have a guru. So he took the side of moon god. And the Lord Shiva, he took the side of Brahaspati because Brahaspati's father was Angira Rishi. And it is a well known fact that Lord Shiva received transcendental knowledge from Angira Rishi. Therefore, he was obliged and he had some soft corner and some affection towards Brahaspati. And he sided Brahaspati in the war. So you can just imagine when somebody becomes puffed up with power, false pride, and becomes maddened by lust, what destruction it can cause, what consequences it can bring about. Imagine it is not even world war, it was a war between Devatas and Asuras, universal war because of lust, uncontrolled lust. In other words, how much damage it can do to one's material and spiritual life. You can just imagine. When somebody becomes mad by his acquired power and becomes lusty, then how much disturbance it can cause in one's life is depicted in these pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. And uh, this false pride, lust, anger bewilders even great personalities, not just ordinary personalities, even great rishis, great tapasvis, powerful rulers, including devatas. What to speak of conditioned souls like us on the earthly planet. Srimad Bhagavatam is sometimes points out the position of moon god, the position of Indra, how they also became victims of lust, power, false pride, just to indicate that one should not take these subject matters lightly. They are detrimental to one's spiritual progress. Imagine, not world war, universal war began. And imagine, moon god is supposed to be a demigod. But because of being maddened by lust, by hook or crook, whatever support he can garner from any quarters, whether he's an asura or asura, does not matter. Join hands and make friendship. You see, this moon god being a devata, he is taking support of all the asuras to fight the devatas. So the friend has become the enemy. This is material life. Very, very strange and peculiar, very weird experiences you can expect in this world. We have that experience even here. A friend becomes an enemy, enemy becomes a friend. Sometimes in business management, they say if there are two enemies and both are very powerful, better to make that enemy your friend. These are all political strategy, nothing pure in thought. There's no reason for making an enemy his friend except for fulfilling his purpose of business agenda. But anytime you are sleeping, you are staying with a sleeping snake, anytime it can wake up and bite you. So, due to political agenda, business agenda, one can keep swapping between positions, friends and enemies. But that is not spiritual life. This is life of hypocrisy. Spiritual life means straightforwardness. Nirvyalekam. One must be pure in his thought, in his thinking, in his dealings. So devotee is expected, one who is pursuing spiritual life is expected to be straightforward in his dealings, not duplicitous and not hypocritical. And one should make up his mind strong enough to follow the path of dharma, even if it is difficult, even under difficult circumstances. In that way, one will be successful in one's spiritual pursuit. But if one succumbs to the uh, frailties, to the weakness of one's mind and situation, then he will fail in his spiritual practice. So, we have to be very careful whose party we are joining. Here we see Shukracharya, hmm, although a demon, but joining the part of the demigod. Because he also has some purpose. Moon god also has a purpose. So both their purposes are meeting, therefore they have joined hands. Although their purposes are not pure enough, they join hands. So uh, one's mind and consciousness becomes polluted in this way. That is why, as far as devotees are concerned, we have no party feelings. We have only one party, Krishna's party. That's all. In the Bhagavad Gita, purport Prabhupada says that devotee is free from all party feelings. He doesn't belong to any party. He is partyless because he belongs to only one party, Krishna's party. That's all. This is a safe party. So we should not, meaning we should not take any sides in our life. We should not take any sides. We should just follow the path of dharma. That's all. The whole world may be against us, but if I know I am doing the right thing, as given in the scriptures and directed by the Acharya, then I should go by that. The whole world may be having another view. The world view may be different, but the Acharya's view may be different. So we go by the Acharya's view. The whole world may stand against. This is Krishna consciousness. And at the same time, the whole world may profess something, but we may deny. The Acharya may deny, so we will also deny. We'll also go against it. You can see many, many such things in your spiritual life. Small, small way it will come, if not in a big way. You can see all these things happening in your life. So many things. Millions of examples can be cited. Just like the moon landing. The whole world is professing that the scientists have landed on the moon. But the Shastras very simply say you don't have license to enter the moon. You don't have visa to enter the moon. That's all. You have not worshipped the Devatas. You have not worshipped Chandradev to enter the moon. So you don't have his permission to enter his planet. Yeah, Krishna Balaram, Gurukhansh, Prabhupada, Kicha. Just like to go to another country, you require visa. Visa basically meaning a permission from the other country. Similarly, to enter the heavenly planet, you require permission from that planet, from the president of that planet, prime minister of that planet. So we don't have, you simply can't enter. You'll be denied entry. Just like without visa, you land up in America. The very next flight, you'll be sent back to India. So, like that, if you don't have permission from the Devatas, you cannot enter that planet. They will send you back. They don't want people of the earthly planet to come there. It is high grade, high quality, elite people are living there. You cannot go and stay there unless you have elevated yourself sufficiently to their position, to their status and stature. You cannot enter there. They'll send you back. Anyway, when you enter also, you will also feel an odd man out there. Even argument's sake, if you enter, you will only return back. You will be an odd man there. Huh? Just like if suppose there is a conference on quantum mechanics, and the scientist from Massachusetts has come to Mysore delivering a lecture in the town hall on quantum mechanics. And one carpenter goes there. He is denied first of all entry. It's a ticketed uh, conference. Somehow he makes his entry. 1 minute he'll look around, he'll look stars, and then he will only come back. What will you do there? He'll not understand what's going on, what is he teaching, what is he talking. So if you enter the moon planet, what will you do there? You have no work there, you'll come back. Anyway, so you cannot even enter. So like that, so the whole world believes that the scientists have gone to the moon. But the Shastras firmly say no. The Acharyas say no. They don't have qualification of punya. So they have returned that. Maximum they have gone to Rahu planet. That's all. Not even heavenly planet. The nearest to the earth is Rahu. So most probably, not sure, that is also in doubt. Probably they've gone to Rahu planet, not beyond. Like that, there are so many things. The world view may be different, our view may be different. Most people believe that there is no life after death. Is the end of life. But the Shastras say no. Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yamvanam jara tata dehantara praptir. Deha antara prapti. So Krishna is saying, no, there you will enter into another body when you quit this body. So life is not going to end. The whole world's view is different. There is no next life. But they can't account for birth at every second in this world. They can't account for that. At the same time, they'll say there is no life after death. So like this, they're confused people. They don't have clear knowledge. So we go by Shastra. So it is always safe to be by the side of the Shastra and the Acharya. So coming back to this discussion, in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, text number 37. Text number 36, Arjuna asks the question, how to overcome lust. the force of lust. How to overcome committing sinful activity even though one is unwilling. So Krishna plainly gives the answer. The force to commit sinful activity is actually lust. Even unwillingly one is committing wrong deeds, it is the force of lust. The word force has to be understood. Force means not voluntary, it is involuntary. Being pushed by. It's like you see sometimes in Tirupati temple and very big temples, you just stand in the queue, you'll be carried straight to the Lord. You don't have to worry. So much rush is there, right? You don't even have to walk. So much crowd. You will be pushed your way to have darshan of the Lord. That was positive in a good example. Sometimes you tell, wait, the crowd is going, but people are so restless. So much rush is there. So many people. You're just pushed in the crowd. You have no choice. From backside, somebody is pushing you. You are pushing the front person. He is pushing the next man. So like that, even though unwillingly, there is some kind of force to commit a wrong deed. Everybody has experienced this quite many times. That force is the force of passion or lust, manifested as lust in one form. Because passion manifests in many other forms. One form of manifestation of passion, Rajoguna, is lust. One more manifestation of Rajoguna is uh, hankering, great longing for doing material activity. One more manifestation of Rajoguna is unlimited desires. And another shade of this unlimited desire is uh, unsatiable, unsatisfiable desires. Not satisfiable, unsatisfiable desires. These are all symptoms of Rajoguna. So somebody Rajoguna, you can't control him. It's very difficult. That's why somebody is affected by lust, anger, greed. You give him good counsel advice, it doesn't go into his mind. How much ever you try. For the person who is not affected by lust, things are so clear. But one who is affected by Rajoguna or lust or anger, it is so difficult for him to see through. His consciousness has become clouded. Has become clouded. So he cannot see things clearly. The cloudy day, you can't see things clearly. Like when the consciousness is clouded, there's no clarity. He does not know what he's doing. He does not know what is good for his own self. Nate vidu swartagatim hi vishnum durashaya ye bahinartamaninaha. He does not know his own good. He always works against his own goodness. This is described in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. One strives always in the wrong direction. When one does not know the difference between right and wrong, he is in Rajoguna. But when one strives always in wrong direction, he is in Tamoguna. So Rajoguna will lead to Tamoguna. So all our decisions, our analysis will be wrong. Or in doubt or confusion. That means Rajoguna or Tamoguna. When you don't know whether it is the right thing or the wrong thing, that means you are in Rajoguna. You can't discriminate between right and wrong. It's Rajoguna. And when you always choose the wrong thing as the right thing, always striving in the wrong direction, that means your intelligence is in Tamoguna. If you don't know the after effects of a certain act, you are in Tamoguna. Satvaguna means you know, if I act like this, this is the consequence. If I act like this is the consequence. This will lead me to this will lead me to this. It is in Satvaguna. But in Rajoguna, the intelligence doesn't work. That's why you see most of your advice is counseling, nothing works. You see here a person like Chandra is bewildered. So bewilderment is possible even for Lord Brahma and Chandra and Indra. Doesn't mean to denigrate their position. Doesn't mean that they are ordinary persons like us. It is just to indicate the power of lust, the power of anger, the power of pride, the power of power, how it can put you into deep ignorance, so much so that you lose all sense, all serenity, all sanity, all composure and sobriety. So this is the effect what we see here. How mad they become. So we have to be on guard, we have to be extremely careful not to come under the control of Rajoguna and Tamoguna. The Bhagavad Gita, in this text number 37, Prabhupada brings out very nice points. I would like to read them. When Arjuna asked that why is one forced to commit sinful activity even though undesiring, not desiring it? So Krishna says that, oh Arjuna, it is lust only. There is no other analysis. Don't have to waste your time in analyzing why such a person is behaving like this. It is only lust. In contact with the material mode of passion, later on transformed into wrath, which is the all-devouring sinful enemy of this world. Krishna calls this as not even enemy, sinful enemy of not you or me, universally, of this world. Kama is all-devouring, devouring this world. See every word used actually so much to think about. Devouring means, the word devour means, just like if the fire is ablaze, set to ablaze, and lot of dry wood is there, and the fire is set ablaze, then any amount of wood you supply, it will go on consuming. Similarly, all the goodness of a life will be consumed by this sinful life. Whatever good you do, it will all be consumed off by the Papa Karmas. That is explained in the Bhagavatam 10th canto. In the life of Kamsa. Because Kamsa attempted to put in trouble the chaste wife of Vasudeva by name Devaki, so chaste and divine woman she was. But there he attempted to put her in great trouble. That too at the time of marriage. Just the marriage was over. He just dragged her by pulling her hair. How barbarous this act is. Own brother pulling his own sister by her hair on the occasion of her marriage. Which brother will think of doing like that? Just 1 second before, he was personally driving the chariot of his sister and brother-in-law to take his sister to her in-laws' house. He was the king. Nonetheless, he drove the chariot personally, showing his so-called love and affection. But when the equation changes, you can see the true color of the demons. You will be shocked with the behavior of people, what he is, and in 1 second how the color changes. It is hard to digest. It is hard to digest. That's how our life is in this world. Our experiences are in this world. Own brother can go completely against own sister. if he comes under the sway of lust and anger, you see, his intelligence will become bewildered. This word bewilderment is very good word, very interesting word. He does not know what he is doing. He loses all good sense. He loses all good sense. So he pulled her hair and dragged her down the chariot. So sad. So the scriptures explain at that point of time that Kamsa, because of this barbaric behavior, lost the life of his lifespan, all the good work, if at all he has done, all the fortune, all the Aishwarya will perish. If one offends a great soul, if one commits sinful activity, then he will reduce his lifespan, his Aishwarya will come down, his beauty, his knowledge, he will lose all of these gifts. The opposite is also true. If you serve a great soul, a Mahatma. Mahatma is not a politician anyway. Mahatma, referring to a great devotee of Krishna, pure devotee of Krishna, is a Mahatma. So when you serve such great Mahatmas, Narad Muni, Vedavyasa, Prahalad, Srila Prabhupada, like that, you serve such great Mahatmas, then your lifespan is increased, your opulence, your intelligence, your spiritual assets will grow, even your material assets. You will be blessed more. That is the difference. So, all devouring sinful enemy of this world is what lust is defined as by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada is saying, when the jiva comes in contact of material creation, his love for Krishna is transformed into lust. So every jiva originally is a lover of God. But when the jiva from the spiritual world comes to this material world, exhibits that same love he had for God to material nature, material things, material objects, material persons, material places, like the place of birth we are attached to, the people whom we become attached to in this world, the objects and things we become attached to. These attachments are manifestation of our love for God, but wrongly manifest in this world. So the eternal love for Krishna in this world transforms into lust in the association of mode of passion. Just like Prabhupada gives a nice example, milk is in contact with sour tamarind is transformed into yogurt. Then further Prabhupada goes on to explain that if we don't allow this lust, which is the manifestation of mode of passion, if you don't allow this mode of passion to degrade to mode of ignorance, then you can elevate your consciousness. Otherwise you will fall down from spiritual standard. That means lust will lead you to anger, and anger will lead to bewilderment of intelligence and loss of memory, referring to Krishna conscious memory. Then the soul falls down to this material world. So therefore we should not allow the lust to further degrade into anger. Rather we should try to elevate ourselves from Rajoguna to Sattva, but wherein thereby we can transform lust into love once again. one should not become callous or careless about this lust or anger or pride. One should always be on guard. There's one nice story which Prabhupada used to relate between Akbar and Birbal. That once Birbal was saying that this lust, it will remain even to the point of death. Then Akbar said, no, by old age at least, you would have exhausted all the lust. So Birbal said, no, lust keeps on burning in the heart even at the point of death. Lust does not become old. You will become old. Lust is ever fresh in your consciousness. For one who is not a devotee, who is not a self-controlled person, meaning who is not a devotee, it is always fresh and live, always burning in one's heart. It doesn't come down with age. So then Akbar was not convinced. He said, no, by old age you will lose all the moha, all the lust. He said, no. So then Birbal said, okay, allow time, I'll show you. You will see for yourself. So then one fine day, early morning on a Sunday, not 2022 August 28, but on a fine Sunday, Birbal takes Akbar to a house. He said, where are you taking me? You come, my lord, I'll show you. And then he takes Akbar to a small cottage, a small hut. So Akbar says, where are you taking me? You just come with me. And then the entry was so small, they had to bend down to enter the hut. And as they were bending down to enter the hut, there was an old man who was quite sick. He was on his bed. Then next to this old man was his granddaughter, who was of marriageable age and very young and good looking and very fair complexion. So obviously, you can understand the attraction. Oh, I'm sorry. So Akbar had his daughter, sorry, it's the other way around. Akbar had his daughter, so he comes with his daughter, and as they're entering, this old man is on his deathbed, sick, bedridden. But when Akbar comes with his young daughter, beautiful looking daughter, this old man's vision, eye and glance goes towards this young girl. So then Akbar is shocked. This man is going to die today and tomorrow. Today, tomorrow also is long. Maybe in few seconds from now. And still this man, as it is, he's old, is going to die. And still his lust is so strong like a young man. Lust is so young in his heart that his eyes is still going to the young woman. He's going to die now. So Birbal said, did you observe this old man looking and glancing at your daughter? So Akbar was shocked. Then he accepted, yes. So it is an all-devouring sinful enemy. That's why I'll close with one more interesting reference. There was one, as the story goes on, once there was a devil. This devil announced, I have become too old, so I have decided to retire from my business and sell all my tools and machines which I had in my business, at a discounted price. So what were these devil's tools? Lust, greed, anger, envy, passion, ignorance, all these tools this devil was handling. Good business he had. So among all these tools, one tool was more than worn out. Among all the other tools of lust, greed, envy, anger, and the devil was not willing to part away with this particular tool. He has kept for sale all the other things, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, all he has kept for sale. Discounted price, anybody can purchase. But one tool he didn't keep for sale. So someone asked him, naturally, whatever you cover up, that only I want to know, right? That is human tendency. You try to keep something secret, something locked, that only you want to see what is that. So he said, what is that tool which this devil is not willing to part with? The devil answered, it is discouragement and doubt and depression. So what does this indicate? And he said, if at all you want this, the price is going to be super high, even more than Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha. So why? Because it has proved most useful to me all through my life. When all other tools fail to conquer the person, discouragement and these doubts will disturb the person. It had always been successful. Suppose somebody is overcoming greed, lust, anger, but you discourage him, make him become demoralized, depressed. So therefore, he said, this has done good work for me. Discouragement, depression, it's like you can never overcome lust. You are an angry natured fellow. Your whole life, he is the Brahma, he is written off his history. We are all Brahmas, right? All of us are Brahmas. We write off everybody's history except our history. So we conclude off the other Jiva's destiny, future life, Bhavishyat, everything. He is like this, he is like this, he is like this, he is like this. So we brand the persons. Even if there is a hope of overcoming, he will lose even that small hope which he has got. Constant discouragement. Your life is ruined. You can never improve in your life. Like that constant discouragement. So this has worked very nicely in everyone's life. This is the devil. People constantly discourage. Situation may be discouraging. Persons may be discouraging. Friends may be discouraging. But that has worked out very well in this world. Even if somebody wants to overcome his weakness, everybody will discourage him. You can never improve your life. You will never improve. So like that, he becomes discouraged. So therefore this devil said that, so this I will not part with, because this is my main tool with which I am keeping everybody in control. But Krishna consciousness is the most powerful thing in the world. It can break all weaknesses of mind, all discouragement, all moroseness. A person in Tamoguna can straight away come to Shuddha Sattva state. Not even gradually to Rajoguna, to Sattvaguna, to Shuddha Sattva. Straight he can come to Shuddha Sattva state. From the deepest ignorance to the highest state of enlightenment of Krishna consciousness, one can come. To the most sinful state, to the most purest state, one can come by taking up Krishna consciousness. This is the powerful nature of Krishna consciousness. Therefore, if you take to Krishna consciousness, then in one lifetime you can come to Sattvaguna and pure Sattva or Krishna conscious state and overcome the effects of pride, lust, anger very easily. Otherwise, it is not possible. However powerful you are, powerful sage, powerful demigod, still one day you have to face the wrath of lust. You have to face the effect of wrath itself. It's very difficult to overcome. Very difficult to overcome. If Vishwamitra could not control anger, most powerful sage could not control anger, could not control lust, doesn't mean that he is a degraded person. Doesn't mean moon god is degraded here. It is just to indicate so powerful this lust and anger and this pride is that you don't care for anybody and anything. So to be very, very careful. Therefore Lord Chaitanya said simplest thing is, if you have to become a devotee of Krishna and Krishna Naam should appear on your tongue, the formula is Trinadapi Shuni Chena Taroriva Soishtuna Amanina Manidena Kirtaniya Sadahari. So if the holy name has to appear on your tongue constantly, if Shuddha Naam has to appear in your tongue, you should be extremely humble. Then only holy Shuddha Naam will appear on your tongue. Krishna does not like a person who is falsely proud. Krishna does not like people with false pride, false ego, people filled with anger and lust, people who are not compassionate and kind. Krishna does not like them. And you can't chant the holy name peacefully if your mind is filled with lust, anger, friends and enemies. These people I like, these people I don't like. All these kind of things disturbs your spiritual life, disturbs your meditation on Krishna. So that's why I will close with the last statement. The Acharyas have said, mostly it is Bhaktivinoda Thakur if I am right, otherwise Narottam Das Thakur, one of the Acharyas, has said, unless one learns to respect every living being in the universe, the pure holy name will not manifest in your tongue. You see? So you should learn to respect every single jiva. Even the most ruffian, evil-minded, wicked person. He may be today, but you should know how to respect even such a jiva and show kindness and compassion. Then Shuddha Naam will appear on your tongue. Otherwise you cannot chant offenselessly. You cannot chant purely. So if our goal is to chant the holy name of Krishna, Shuddha Naam has to appear in our tongue. I want you to learn to respect every living being in the universe. And be away with this concept of friend and enemy. I like this person, I don't like this person. Yeah, they're creating enemies. So this is a very bad principle. At least as far as a spiritualist is concerned. One should give up this mentality of friends and enemies. Prahlad Maharaj didn't like this idea. So small boy said, I don't like this idea of friend and enemy. This is called politics. One group of people are friends, one group of people are enemies. So Prahlad Maharaj says, I don't like this teaching. So we should also follow Prahlad Maharaj, keep our heart clean so that we can chant Krishna's name joyfully. Shuddha Naam will appear on our tongue and we can enjoy life transcendently. And then this Kama Krodha is no more a big difficult thing for us to handle. Krishna will handle. If you handle, surely you will fall prey to it. We should allow Krishna to handle all these frailties, weaknesses of our life. Krishna is a very powerful a commander. Krishna will fight out all these Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Matsarya. Krishna will fight out. You can't fight these enemies. You will fail. So Krishna will fight out means one should take the help of Hare Krishna, take the help of Srimad Bhagavatam, Vaishnava Sangha, Krishna Prasadam, that is taking help of Krishna. So I'll stop here. Granthrat Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. I have a few announcements.